Hello and welcome in. My name is Belle Fawkes and I am a VTuber and an aspiring writer. I also love to read a whole lot and I wanted to tell you about the books that I read in January. I'd really like you to hang out and listen and tell me what you think about the books too. And then if you like what you hear, why not leave a like and a subscribe? Thank you. So I started out 2026 with the book Claire Darling by Callie Kazumi. From the get-go, I could tell that Claire is not exactly the most reliable narrator, and Kazumi did a really good job of hiding exactly what was going on. So it was still fun and still a mystery, and even though I knew something was going to happen, I didn't know exactly how it was going to go down, so that was super fun. The epilogue completely rocked my world, because by the end of the book, honestly, I could relate to Claire a lot. She's got abandonment issues. She doesn't want to be alone. She's scared. Of course she is, and I can so relate having abandonment issues myself. I ended up rating it 4 stars, and it was an e-arc from NetGalley. Thank you, NetGalley, for letting me read that. I have like an enormous backlog of books on NetGalley, so there's going to be a few of those. All right. The second book I read this year was God of the Woods by Liz Moore. This book was really cool, really intricate. So this has been on my TBR for ages and ages, and I just haven't read it yet. And I'm so mad that I waited so long, because I wanted a book with like these summer camp vibes. And if any book has that, it's this one. The author like drip fed us information. So like throughout the book, I would have all these theories and all these like suspicions, but I kept getting information that conflicted with my theories and my suspicions. So I didn't know what was going on throughout the whole thing. There was at least one part where I was like, kind of like, ew, what's happening? But that ended up not being even a thing. But I think I'm supposed to be like on this roller coaster. Liz Moore meant to put me on this roller coaster, and I enjoyed every single twist and turn. The ending was, as you can see behind my tail here, I rated it 5 stars. This was a 5-star book for me. I liked the ending where, I don't know how to say this the right way, but it wasn't tied up with a nice little bow and all neat at the end. It was still very gritty, and I really enjoyed that. I think I get really annoyed at books that are all tied up with a nice neat little bow and everything is like picture perfect at the end. I really enjoyed the grittiness of the end of The God of the Woods. The third book that I read this year was The Annual Migration of Clouds by Premi Mohammed. This is a short book. I rated it 4.5. I think this book was so beautiful and so interesting. I think the only reason I docked any stars was because of the length. I needed more. It left us off on I don't know, hold on. The ending kind of like clearly was setting up for a second book, which there is a second book and I haven't read it yet, but it's there. It's on my list. The writing itself was so beautiful. There are so many quotable moments. I lost them all because I read it on my Kobo and something happened and I lost all of my notes, so I don't have any. This is also a very solid book. I'm a little bit worried about my rating. I tend to rate things kind of high. There aren't many books that I end up disliking, and I don't know if that's because I'm picking good books to read or if I'm too nice. So, like, let me know. Number 4 is The Reformatory, which is another one that I had been meaning to read for a long time and just hadn't gotten around to. But this year I decided I'm going to tackle those intimidating books that I want to read. And this one was intimidating. it's really, really frustrating to know how, this is a fiction book, but it's very much based on real life events and real things that could have and did happen. No, not could have, that did happen. So it was rough and frustrating to see racist people. I just hate it. I know that's not like new. One thing that I did enjoy is seeing other marginalized communities who wanted to help, but also had to hide from the white, cis, straight people. There was, oh my goodness, there was like a, oh my God, what are they called? Like from CPS, a child help person who was Jewish, but he couldn't help this poor little black boy whose name I cannot remember. Oh my God, and he's just a baby. What is his name? Hold on. Robbie. Oh my God. That's such an easy name. How did I not remember that? Oh my God, Robbie, right? So we start, I'm gonna go into detail about these books on like their own thing. But Robbie is just a sweet baby. And like the guy can't help him because if he helps him, his children are potentially going to have a harder time in school because they've got the curly hair and they're already being made fun of for that. And then there is also a little bit of lesbian representation in, oh my God, I cannot remember anybody's names. Hold on. So Gloria is Robbie's older sister and he's taking care of her right now. And she is working for this person whose name I can't remember. And she's like a nice person. She's trying to be a nice person, I suppose. But she's also gay. And they offer Gloria a place to run off to, but Gloria's not going to leave her baby brother. And I don't blame her. There's so many things. There's so much. But I really enjoyed seeing other marginalized communities who knew that the racism was wrong and who wanted to help, but couldn't jeopardize their own loved ones' safety and health. I thought it was handled really well. The conflicts. The emotional conflict. Oh, right. So this was another 5-star for me. Oh, and there were ghosts. I thought the ghosts were done really well. And I definitely thought it was interesting how they introduced at least one of the ghosts who I loved and hated, that little butthole. So cute, but so bad. And not bad, but he's got his own things to do. I did not like the way this ghost hurt Robbie. I didn't want anybody to hurt Robbie. He's just like, he reminds me of my son a little bit. He's just a sweet baby boy. And the whole reason he's there is because he was trying to protect his sister. So like, how is that bad, man? I forgot what number I'm on. Hold on. 5. Number 5. Okay. Number 5 was The Animal Room by Lauren Akimpora. I hope I said that right. So it's a collection of short stories, right? And I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about an anthology, but the way that all of these stories actually ended up tying together. Oh my God, this was also a NetGalley arc that I got. And I'm so happy that they started with the Send to Kobo, because I love reading on my Kobo and I hate the interface of the Kindle now. So I read this on my Kobo and I actually ended up loving it. We started with the first story, and like all the stories have to do with animals in some way, shape, or form. And some of these people I hated. Oh my God. Look, Okay. I Hold on. I can appreciate hunting. I can also appreciate having a respect for life. I believe if you're going to go out and hunt something, then you need to use as many parts of that animal whose life that you took as possible. But also, if we just never killed anything, the whole world would end up overpopulated. There is a cycle of life for a reason, right? And I took like an environmental course last semester, environmental science, environmental studies, environmental school class, right? and like we're talking about how humans like really fucked up the natural rhythm of the environment. Like we just came in and fucked it up. And now human population is growing at an exponential rate. No other animal grows at a rate like ours grows. And that's kind of a problem. Oh, right. But anyway, I'm going off topic. So the first like character was like kind of like getting on me a little bit. I forget. Like she made a good point, but she really gave into her feelings. She was pregnant. Anyway, I really liked the story. And then come to find out, all of the stories are actually set in like the same town. And all of the people are kind of like interwoven. So they're all showing up in each other's stories. And it's really, really fun to see both sides of the story. That's something that I really love. Like in multiple POV novels, I love seeing the same scene from different points of view. And the Animal Room did offer that. So I really enjoyed it. What I really want now, because this was an e-arc, I want a hardcover copy of this. I know it says hardcover up here. Ignore that. I really want an actual hardcover copy so that I can like tag it, tab it, and annotate in it and see like all the connections and put them together. Because I think that would be a little bit easier with a physical book. So this is a great book. 5 stars. See, 5. Number 6 was Best Offer Wins by Marissa Cashino. I rated this another 5-star because it's freaking great. I'm so angry that I like so many books. Let's see. In this book, the main character... hold on. Let me pull up my notes because I can't actually remember anything off the top of my head. Oh, yeah, okay, this lady's crazy. I love it. I do love a good crazy person, okay? There's Margot. This is Margot, right? She wants a home. Her life is supposed to go like this, right? She's got her boyfriend. They got to get married. Then they got to get a house. Then they got to get a baby, I'm pretty sure. Oh, what did my pinky do there? Creepy. And it's all supposed to happen in order. And if it doesn't happen in order, it's not okay. And if she doesn't get the house, she can't have the baby. And if she can't have the baby, she's not going to be happy at all. So this perfect house is like rumored to come on. It's going to come up on the market, but it's not up yet. So she goes and starts like stalking the the owners. First off, she walks in there into the thing, onto the property, and peeks into the house. And like, they're not home, but like, they get home. It's very creepy. And she ends up like, she like orchestrates like meeting one of the homeowners and then being invited to dinner, and she gets close with their kid, and woof. The ending was no joke. Like, but it took me a minute to figure out like exactly like what happened. Like I definitely needed to be told, because for a minute, I don't want to give anything away here, so I'm not going to. But it's you can't put anything past her. Margot is going to get the house, whether you like it or not. 5 stars. Great read. So much fun. So engaging. So engaging. This was a great book. Alrighty. The seventh book, is that 7? 5, 6, 7? Maybe. Probably. The seventh book that I read was Parenting Anxiety, Breaking the Cycle of Worry and Raising Resilient Kids by Meredith Elkins, Dr. Meredith Elkins. And this book was a 5-star, obviously. I know I have a lot of 5 stars. I like books. Parenting Anxiety was fantastic, though. I have a kid. I'm anxious as fuck. And I'm terrified of passing that anxiety on to my kids. So this was a fantastic book to read. Dr. Elkins is extremely sympathetic in how she handles the discussion of anxiety. I would recommend this book if your kid has anxiety, if you have anxiety, if you both have anxiety, maybe even if neither of you have anxiety. This is just a fantastic book. It's got resources. This was from I don't remember if I said it or not. This is from a Goodreads giveaway. So I won a physical copy of the book, and my book is marked up. I'm letting a friend borrow it right now, so I can't pull it up. But it's got like cognitive behavioral therapy resources in it. The back has like a little diagnosis reference sheet for various diagnoses. And also some CBT worksheets that might help you or your kid break down your thoughts and see where it's coming from. Dr. Elkins goes over why we have anxiety and where it's coming from, and that it is perfectly normal to be anxious, and it's perfectly normal to want to do anything to save your kid from these negative emotions. And she also like reassures us in the book that these negative emotions aren't bad. They're negative, but they're not bad. They're just another part of life that we all have to learn to cope with. So it's really good, and I would absolutely recommend it for anyone. Oh my God, look, another 5-star. It's not my fault though. This is a great set of little comics. I don't remember where I came across it, but I did. It's called Stray Dogs. It's by Tony Fleeks. They said they were being sold to like raise money for something, I think, or raise awareness. I don't remember at all. But the story was amazing. We start off with this little dog in the door. How did we start off? What happened? Well, she's like living her best life. She ends up with this guy who has like 20 other dogs, and she remembers that her owner was killed. And she's freaking out because she's like, no, this man killed my mom. And some of the dogs believe her, some don't believe her. I'm so sorry if you heard that. I'm playing with a fidget toy. I can't help myself. I have ADHD. But some of the dogs believe her, some don't believe her, and they're trying to find evidence. One of the dogs doesn't believe her, but believes that she believes that. And it's so nice that like one of the dogs has the emotional intelligence to like, hey, I believe that you believe this, so I'm going to help you either disprove or prove your theory. What a good dog. A really good dog. They're all good dogs. The most heartbreaking was towards the end, though. Oh my God, what is it? Like a bloodhound, I think. Oh my God, that was sad because this guy fully believed in the guy that has them. Fully believed in him. And it gets hard, and it's so sad and emotional. And also the artwork is adorable. I love the artwork. I'll go into more detail in like a spoilers thing for like each book that I read later though. Number 9, and the final book that I read for the month of January was Hungry Ghost by Victoria Ying. First, I know it says 10 books up there, but look, it put Claire Darling twice, and I don't know why. I'm on Storygraph, by the way. I didn't even say this is the storygraph.com. It also has like an app for iPad and, you know, anything else you have. I really like it. But I also gave this a 5-star. I don't know how I'm not like supposed to. It's a book about how this girl ended up developing an eating disorder, and the culture of, hold on, how do I say this? Moms telling their little girls, you're eating too much, you're getting fat, don't eat that, and basically bestowing upon them an eating disorder, and how like prominent that can be in like Asian families. It ends on a really happy note. I think it's so interesting when like she didn't cut her mom out of her life. And for me, the refusal to acknowledge that you messed up is something that really makes it difficult for me to like let go of anything. Like I need accountability from people. Like I think her aunt ends up having like a heart-to-heart with her, and it's a really good book. I definitely recommend you read it. It's a graphic novel. All right. So those are all the books that I read for January 2026. Let me know if you've read any of them, what you thought of them. If I got any details wrong, please let me know. I probably got things wrong. And keep an eye out for next month's roundup. Thank you. Bye. Oh, yeah. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Please. Please. Bye-bye.